So welcome, Dragnauct. How are you? This is going to trigger G-Man so bad. You realize that?
This is a South Beach production.
It's all about Christ. He's coming back soon. But before he returns, I'll diss the dragoons. You got the audacity to talk about learning. I speak for us Christians.
And we think you're boring.
Drag met me once for a couple of hours. He thinks he's an expert on how I shower. His followers are lost. They believe every word. Drag lies so much, even his truth is absurd. So learn this lesson from back in your youth. You'll never stop us Christians from preaching the truth. Review this quote here, YouTube troll. Sabella sold out. Satan controls her soul. She plays both sides with demonic precision. You're not preaching the cross, you're causing division. School is for learning, not to boast in your heart. You're so dumb you make Shanny look smart.
Talking about my wife.
You can't rock with me, you're not even close. Your odds would be better if you had the Holy Ghost. You say I can't rap and I ain't got no flow. I'm a born-again Christian trying to save you trolls. You're a once-upon-a-timer who would sell out your mama. You're an unevolved rat who can't handle the drama. So put on your shirt, stop looking so hideous. Drag, you're a joke, nobody takes you serious. You're not a good guy and you're evil to the core. Only the blood of Jesus can save that view, whore. So stop the persecution, get rid of evolution. We got the solution, it's the Christian revolution. The Lion of Judah will return real soon. He's gonna light a fire to burn the dragoons. You two Christians are hated today, cause we read our Bibles and we do what it says.
Of course, I'm referring to Shanny for Christ. Of course, who else could I be referring to? And
hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sowing and Reaping YouTube channel. This ain't going to take very long. I want to play my motivation for this video right now. It's going to be about five minutes, maybe 8 minutes, and I'm not going to interrupt.
Dean Dawson put out his video, and Shanny and I were featured at the end of it. This video has like 56 million views on it.
So I'll just put it here so you can all hear it.
So when you see Dragnauct Silvis, to understand that this guy is a literal creep bag that weaponized his audience against us. That's the story of what happened to us with this whole thing. I've given you every detail. Now I have to discuss the thing with the break-in. So I know, because they called me, Westminster Police called me, that there was an investigation started due to certain things that happened with the apartment at Covell. And now I know, thanks to this channel, I'll do again, shout out to, that's me. Hang on. These guys, everything nice right here.
Uh-oh. Gotta stop that one. No commercials. Give me a second here. Let me turn that down. That's right. If I would have used my own laptop, I would have used my premium. There we go. Not sure we'll hear this again. And here we go.
Them. He's come up again, and so I have to come to you and clarify things that are not accurate. The truth of the matter is that he has some people around the country, really. I don't know how many states he had, but he's pretty established with weird, freak, abusive individuals that get off on seeing other individuals in distress. I'm going to put it that way. It's a network of people that thrive on the suffering of others, and Dragnauct has himself said that he is a sadist. Nobody's discussing that. He said, I am a sadist to the internet. So I just want to tell Rosie, I think you got the deal that he's a creep. He's a weirdo. You're right. Stay away from him. Stay away from him. I recommend that everybody stay away from him. Except his wife, if she decides to still be with him, which is insane. What's wrong with you? He's clearly an abusive freak. Your husband. I don't care if he's your husband. He's very weird and I don't know. You need to love yourself more, Miss Drag. So I'm going to wrap it up with this deal. And then I got one thing I got to talk to you a little bit about, Shanny. The break-in. So I have it on authority of the cops, Westminster Police, that there was an investigation started in that break-in because Covell owns the building. So I didn't need to call the cops. They did. They got the authorities involved in it because it was trashed. Shanny and I did not leave that place trashed. Was there poop in the cat box? Probably, yeah, because William was lazy and he did not clean out that box. And that was one of his duties. He had that entire floor to himself. And all he had to do was basically keep that cat box clean, and he didn't do it. It's kids. They're going to do what the fuck they want, pretty much. So he didn't do it. So, yeah, was there shit in the cat box? Yeah. But the people that came in after us took it and put the shit all over the place. So there was an investigation done, and the conclusion was that we were not liable because there was a $60,000 debt with my name on it that went poof. Why? Because the investigation concluded by the cops in Westminster, and it was found that Dragnaught's people, whoever he paid, because he admits to it in the video I showed you, dissecting Dragnaught on Everything Nice channel, he admits to paying a person $100 to go in there. Case closed. They vandalized the apartment. And the investigation in Colorado concluded that. I was not liable. The people that broke in there and vandalized it after, and they were paid to do it by Dragnaught. That's the story. I didn't even know all the details. Now I do because of this channel. So I had to come back to talk about shit like this. I didn't want to. But here's Shanny for Christ channel. Okay, now I'm going to close with this. Shanny did a very good post. That's very interesting here.
Okay.
Because this is proof.
So, again, everybody, welcome to Sowing and Reaping. I haven't talked about these two in a while, but I'm going to need to correct them about a few things. Okay, so before we even get to what we just got finished listening to, let me just clarify the stuff that they said about me. He said that I went to the back of his Durango and I saw the Neo Geo and I was like a kid in the candy store and he gave it to me. I know I took down a lot of the old videos. That's probably why he decided to change the story and everything and whatnot. Now I'm kind of thinking I wish I would have kept them up. But anyway, this is what happened. A lot of you know that they were living inside of my house that I had in Pennsylvania before I sold it. And they wasn't paying no rent. So you know, Rev was no. What was it for rent? I believe it was because I gave them all that Delta 8. I think it was. I don't know if it was for rent or whether or not it was for the Delta 8 that I gave them. But the point is that he just gave me the Neo Geo, and it wasn't in the Durango. It was in his room. So I don't know where he got that from. I think he's mixing that up with. As a matter of fact, come to think about it, he never gave me anything in the back of the Durango when I first saw it. You know what I mean? What happened was when they came from Pennsylvania initially, and they was at the uncle. I think the next day they came over to the house, or a couple of days after that, I don't remember. But they knocked on the door, and Shani went like this with her PS5, and I told her to hold it and to keep it or whatever, because she was going to need it to make money or whatever. So that fixes that. Okay, so he's wrong about that. For a guy that had wet brain, he certainly remembers a lot of the events that happened during the time of his wet brain. I think he's just going by what was being told to him by Shani, and I think he made the video because Shani wanted him to make the video, because he kept saying that he has to talk about this, and he has to talk about this. He didn't clarify why he had to talk about it. Just because somebody on the internet talking about your past doesn't mean that you got to respond to it. You know what I mean? So I kind of disagree with him on that one. I believe that Shani was the one that made him make the video. Matter of fact, I'm about 110% sure that that's the case. Number two, he started talking about Dragnauct and how Dragnauct paid somebody to go into the Tahoe. And according to the investigation, it was found that that Dragnaught paid somebody to go in there and vandalize the place. And the $60,000 debt that he had went poof afterward. That is what he said in his video, which means he's no longer $60,000 in debt. Now, if there was a police investigation and there was a finding for the police investigation, that means he would have had paperwork. And we both know, I mean, we all know that if they had paperwork for any type of police investigation, they would have showed it to everybody on the internet. Okay, I have paperwork proving something totally different about why they're not there no more. But we talked about that a million times, and I don't really want to get into all of that. The point is they got evicted. That's what ultimately happened. They ran out of money, and they ultimately got evicted. If there's an eviction video, all you got to do is go to either Carrie's channel or Fat Courtney Love, and you can go watch the video over and over and over again. They even use it in one of their music videos called, what's that video called? I Need G-Man, I think it's called, where she goes on there and she talks about that. And then there's an older video where she talks about how they're going to have to move and whatnot, and they're out of money or whatever. And they're talking about moving to Pennsylvania. So those videos are on Fat Courtney Love's channel. You can go watch Irate Alex. And to tell you the truth, Draven might actually have a few videos on it too. Drader. If you're like me and you got Dragnaught's old videos, you can actually look at those too, where you can actually see them. And matter of fact, BGTV, Miss Parker, there's quite a few people out there that was watching her when she got evicted. So he's changing the story around. It wasn't because you know, and I'm talking about the last place. The first two places, I don't really know a lot about that. I think people on YouTube know a little bit more about the first two places than me. But that last place that they had, they lost that because they couldn't pay the rent. I have a copy, and I've shown it on his channel a bunch of different times, of their eviction notice. Shani showed me it when she was asking me for money before they moved to Pennsylvania. So, because if she didn't show me it, I wasn't going to believe her. Now they just feel like they can make these videos and they can get away with it. And I can't sit back and just let them do that. Secondly, they're calling Dragnaught a weirdo. Now, you saw the opener for my video. Obviously, I don't have a lot of love for Dragnaught. I'm not that crazy about the guy. The guy came after me for years. Okay. But my thing is when I forgive somebody, I forgive somebody. You know what I mean? So I kind of let things go. I don't just keep talking about it. In regards to Dragnaught being a weirdo, people may not agree with how he conducts himself on the internet, because I know I don't. But before we go around calling somebody a weirdo, give me a second here. Give me a second here real quick. Before we go around calling somebody a weirdo, give me a second here. I just don't got the energy to even care to go to my whatchamacallit. So I'm going to show you guys how this guy's dressed and whatnot. Hold on a minute. So Rev, you kind of did this to yourself when you made the statement, okay? Just give me a minute here. I don't know why this won't let me enlarge it. But I'll show everybody how he looks. This is a man here. You see what he's wearing? He's got pigtails on. and he looks like a drag. I'm not talking about like dragnauct. He looks like a drag queen or whatever. He's trying to be one with what he's got on. You see, there's a difference between somebody using entertainment and somebody getting on here and trying to be serious about stuff. If you're going to try to be serious and you're going to call people names and you're going to do all of that, take that stuff out of your hair, comb your hair, wash your face, put on some decent clothes, get on camera, and you know, and do your thing. Don't come on here dressed like a drag and then get on here and call other people weird. That's not a good look. That is really, 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 really not a good look. How can you call him weird when you're dressed like that and you're walking around with fingernail polish and all that stuff and whatnot? How you gonna sit there and call him weird? Come on now. Well, I think that y'all call it the pot calling the kettle black, or me, I just call him a hypocrite because he's going around calling people weird and he's doing weird stuff himself. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna forget about the fact that these two did porn and all the other stuff they did on the internet. You know what I mean? Until this very day, neither one of them have called what they did sin or anything like that. To this very day. So I don't think he's in a position to be calling somebody weird. As far as paying somebody to go there and vandalize the place, and there might have been poop in the litter box. Let's talk about that one here for a minute. I am somebody who can speak from experience with this. I know that there's some people that's been in that house or whatever that they used to live in, but they literally lived in a house that I owned. And before they lived there, when they was living in Colorado in that first apartment they were living in, when I first got that house, before I left, got kicked out, and then I came back ultimately. When I was first in that house, that place was not clean. I'll just put it to you that way. And then I already went through all the details. Go look at the older videos. You can look at the pictures. I went to Dragnauct's channel. I showed everybody how that place was, and it was disgusting. I even made a video. Somebody like a Sydney Winston or like a Holy Spackle or like Sabella don't got it no more because clearly I've been through all of her little sock accounts and she doesn't have any other copies of it. But there has to be, you know who might have it? It might be Fat Courtney Love, because every now and then Fat Courtney Love will post a new video on here that nobody thought that she had. But the point is I made a video claiming that I was going to put her panties on camera, and I think I actually did. And they went like all the way to like right here. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you guys can see this with the camera is here or whatnot. Let me try to fix this. How does YouTube do this? Nope, can't do it that way. What if I do solo? Nope. This. Okay, so this ain't gonna do it no justice, but just imagine my head being a skinny person. Her panties would stretch out all the way to like right here. That's just the best I can do. But like you can really stretch them, but you can't see my wingspan on this camera. So I guess if you know a tape ruler, 12 inches, 24 inches, maybe 36 inches, 42 inches. Like if you can stretch it or whatever, you know what I mean? I think I have a video from back in the day where I stretched them and I said these. I was so mad at them at that time that I showed everybody her panties. I was starting to show all kinds of stuff throughout the house and whatnot. And then, like I said, only the people who was around during the summer of G-Man is going to know anything about that stuff. So, but the point is that place was absolutely. It took a very long time. It took 2 dumpsters. It took a lot of work to throw away a lot of the stuff that was there. And like I said, in the past, I've shown photos and videos. I'm not going through all of that now because, quite frankly, I don't know how many different times I can do that. You know what I mean? It's not necessary. But that place was disgusting when they first gave it to me. Okay, the second time I got it, and they actually came to live inside when everything was finalized and I had the paperwork and the place was officially mine. When they left, it was more than just litter on the ground. You know what I mean? They didn't clean up their mess. I had to clean all that stuff up. I did several videos showing you that big ring around the pee that was on the rug and whatnot. You know what I mean? They're trying to make it sound like that when they left that place, it was clean. You can go watch the video on Ivory Alex's channel originally when they left, how they left the place. And by the way, Dragnauct didn't pay nobody to vandalize the place. I'm sorry, but he did not pay nobody to vandalize the place. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's a video that I did not know existed at the time, but there's a video, and Jason and Shanny probably knows about this, but there's a video where both Rev and Shanny is saying they left a whole bunch of stuff at the place, and if anybody wants it, they can go back there and get it. I'm going to say this again. They was driving on their way to Pennsylvania. Okay. I think it was before the whole railroad incident happened. I think this was the first day when they started doing a road trip or whatever. And they said, anybody wants any of that stuff that's back there, they're allowed to go back there and go get what they wanted. This is on Ira Alex's channel and is documented. Carrie has it on her channel. It is documented. Miss Parker had it. I don't know if she has it anymore because I can't find it on her channel. BGTV covered it. Pretty sure Dragnauct did, but he would have to put all his videos back up. I didn't, obviously, because I wasn't making videos about them at the time. I was friendly with them then. Maybe Jules and a couple of other people. But the point is that there was a lot of people that was covering that road trip. You know what I mean? And they all heard Jason and Shani say that whoever wanted the stuff that was back there could go back there and get it. And when they went there, they had a camera and they went around. You can tell when, and by the way, I was one of the people when I was supporting them that said that, you know, they did that to that place. Shani and Rev didn't do that. There are older videos on this channel, I think, that are not private where I defended Shani and Rev. But the fact is, when you actually watch the video footage unbiasedly, and I mean, not taking one side or take any other, there's no way you can come to the conclusion that that stuff was planted there. All they do is open up the refrigerator door. That refrigerator was exactly how the refrigerator looked when I went to the house the very first time. Okay? The beds, the way they were, the beds that Shani and Red was sleeping on in that room that I showed everybody, that's pretty much how they left the bed there. It was a big ring around it and whatnot. I think their bathroom was slightly cleaner in Colorado, because the way they left that bathroom over, I've told this story about how many times I fought them and argued them over the gray stuff that was around the toilet and whatnot, and the gray stuff that was around the the bathtub or whatever. You know what I mean? To the point that me and him almost got into a fist fight because I wanted him to clean the tub. And I was about to throw them out that day because of it. I was like, the water isn't going down. This is disgusting. You guys got to clean this. This is your responsibility. How can I do anything with this place? Yada, yada, yada. But there's too much. If you go watch that video unbiasedly, there's no way you're going to come to the conclusion that people planted anything in there. The person that was looking through the place looked like he didn't want anything. Go watch the video where the guy is recording and whatnot. They talk about the smell. They talk about the litter. If somebody's going to mess with cat litter and you have a cat or you have cats, you know how litter stays and what happens when a cat litter becomes so dirty that they start peeing and pooping all over the house because they can't go into the litter no more and whatnot. You can tell when these things have been tampered with. He's not telling the truth with that. Dragnauct didn't pay nobody to vandalize that place. The fact of the matter is that these two people are not the cleanest people in the world, and they left that place looking junky. That's what it was. And Jason, before you call me a liar, and I'm warning you, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you dare make a video calling me a liar on this. Because I'll just re-upload those videos again, and I will show everybody how you left that place. As a matter of fact, let me see something here. Did I delete this off my phone? Yeah, I think I deleted it off this. Yeah. A lot of the pictures that I have of the place, I deleted that off my StreamYard. Because StreamYard only allows you to have but so many pictures on here. And I got other videos for the other channel. And by the way, I have another channel. It's XX0054 G-Man. Well, you can just type in G-Man and you'll see my other videos. On that channel, I pretty much make videos against atheism, but particularly about this guy called Deconstruction Zone. But no, I don't have any of those pictures on here no more. I don't even got the Miss Parker stuff on here. No, I got one Miss Parker picture on here I gotta delete. But aside from that, I mean, I pretty much deleted all this stuff. But the point is that I don't believe that Dragnauct paid nobody to vandalize the place. He didn't have to. The place was already dirty. And yes, Dragnauct is a sadist, and Dragnauct likes that people see people suffer. But Dragnaught didn't pay nobody to vandalize that place at all. There's nothing like that. As a matter of fact, if Jason wants to talk about, and yes, Dragnaught was a royal pain in the butt to both Shani and Rev and to myself. It wasn't just him; it was a network of people. But at the same time, Jason and Shanny can't say they're all innocent and whatnot because, you know, they, as you can see, Dragnauct interviewed Rev. They tried to use Dragnauct to get to me. You know what I mean? And they were buddies at one time. He was a member of their little group at one time. He was donating thousands of dollars to Dragnauct during the time that they was in Colorado. So it's a lot of stuff he didn't bring up there or whatever. And the timeline of some of the stuff that they were talking about too, about Shanny getting arrested. Yes, they got in an argument over me. Because like I said, Jason had this thing in his head where he thought that I wanted Shanny. And to this very day, they still think that way. But I guess they got into an argument over me. And now he's trying to say that she wanted to go to a hospital. There is a pre-video before the police came where Shanny is actually on the phone with the police. And Shanny is actually talking about what actually happened between Jason and herself. When the police actually gets there, is all documented on what's actually being said. And the entire time, she is throwing Jason under the bus. So that story that he told, if I were you, just go to Fat Courtney Love's YouTube channel, Carrie's channel, or go to like Irie Alex's channel, and you'll be able to see for yourself what actually happened without any interruptions, jokes, funniness, or anything like that. You'll be able to watch what actually happened during that time. I think even BGTV has a portion of that on this channel. Dragnauct wants to, he can get on here and he can just show everybody what actually happened that day. So, see what you guys might be saying in the chat, and then I'll wrap this up. Oh yeah, they totally destroyed that place. They completely and totally destroyed that place. They had a washer and dryer that I bet you they never used. Because, well, they might have used it one time or twice. Because I had a washer and a dryer in the basement of that place, and they barely used it. Yeah, totally. You sure could. Wait a minute, hold on. You can hear him kicking cans when, yeah, there are videos of them doing that and whatnot. You can actually see how they left the place. And again, the channel to go to, believe it or not, that has the most amount of those old videos is Fat Courtney Love. I think there's another channel. I don't think they're on here no more. But it's Fat Courtney Love, and there's another one. This is how you know I haven't been watching these videos so long. There's an archive channel called wow, I don't even remember this. But I think it's called wow, I don't even remember the this goes to show how much I haven't been paying attention to any of this. But you can listen to oh, there we go. XX Archives. Thank you. Thank you. XX Archives. My God. I knew it was a woman or something like that. Yeah, so you can go to XX Archives and you can literally see the entire history of what happened when they was in when it was in Boulder, Colorado. I think that video was made for two reasons: to satisfy Shanny and to prevent some of her newer viewers from believing other people about how they lost the place in Colorado. Okay. So yeah, no problem. Thanks. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. I just wanted to put this out there. No, Drag didn't pay nobody to go out there and vandalize it. There's no evidence of that. If you go watch the video and you actually look at it, you'll actually see how they left the place. And it's extremely similar to how they left that place the first time when they went to except it was a lot more reckless because, you know, this guy left his driver's license and he left his social security card, and he left a lot of his documents, and Shanny left a couple of things there too. The very, very, very first time I was there. You know what I mean? These two were blockheads. They didn't even go through their stuff before they left. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Dragnauct didn't pay nobody to vandalize the place. And as far as the Neo Geo goes, yeah, I still got the Neo Geo, and I know how he feels about not having it no more. But what Jason's got to come to grips with is you can't live nowhere for free. You know, and number two, you can't just give people stuff and then expect them to give it back to you. If you love that Neo Geo so much, you shouldn't have never gave it to me. You know what I mean? So he's learning some important life lessons. He really is right now. All right. And he's got to learn if he wants to keep something. Yeah, that if he wants to keep something, then he better not be so generous with his things, because not everybody's going to give that stuff back. And remember, it was one time when I was trying to get the stuff back, but he was too busy being a racist and being a jerk. You know what I mean? Defending Shanny's honor. So he's only got himself to blame for a lot of this. I'm sorry. You know. So with that being said, I'm gonna wrap the video up here. Again, me and Dragnauct are not friends. We're not bosom buddies. We don't write letters to each other. He appeared on this channel and on my main channel a couple of times. By the way, my main channel is XX0054. G-Man, Shanny and Red will claim that I'm not preaching the gospel and all this other stuff and whatnot. They clearly haven't been to that channel to say that stuff. But that's about it. Just defending Dragnauct, because there's a lot of true things you can say about that guy where you don't got to make stuff up. You know what I mean? I'll see you guys in the next one. God bless.